And that's not right. This is a little too retro for me. Here, let me try this. And perfect.
Give me the loving!
Doctor Who is back. Or is it? Doctor Who is definitely one of the most popular occult sci-fi series we have in mainstream pop culture. And ever since its reintroduction back in 2005 with Christopher Eccleston, it's only gained in popularity. We've had multiple doctors, we've had multiple iconic doctors at this point, plenty of controversial ones, but the fan base has always lasted, which I absolutely love about the series. I was introduced to the show back in 2013 actually, its 50th anniversary, back when Day of the Doctor was coming out. And back then, it was on Netflix, the whole show, including the classic series, and I watched as much of it as I could. As much of Doctor Who that had survived, at least. And I think that was the first series that I ever binged, which is insane considering what kind of show Doctor Who is, and how long it's gone. I started, obviously, with Christopher Eccleston, the 9th Doctor, who for me was the first Doctor. Watching the show, I didn't expect it to balance the goofy elements with the really dark elements.
I bet you don't even remember my name.
Ricky.
It's Mickey.
No, it's Ricky.
I think I know my own name.
You think you know your own name? How stupid are you?
I know what you deserve. Exterminate.
Christopher Eccleston's character was a war veteran who was dealing with PTSD from the Great Time War. And I absolutely love how they introduced the character in the first episode, Rose, where they build up the mystery, the mystique of this character, Doctor Who. Rose is a brilliant episode, and ever since we've gotten great episodes with Tennant, great episodes with Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, Jodie Whittaker, and then last year we got the 60th anniversary specials where they brought back David Tennant. And at this point it was announced that Ncuti Gatwa was going to be the 15th Doctor, but little did I expect them to do this.
What?
And from the very moment that Ncuti showed up in the show, right next to Tennant, rather than taking over for him immediately, I was completely sold on him. I absolutely loved that they were showing us a Doctor that was more evolved, emotionally. For so long we saw a Doctor who was tormented by the past, who was running away from the past. It only took extreme circumstances for him to open up about what had happened for him, not only in the previous seasons, but in the previous show. We had 8 Doctors beforehand that showed us exactly how deadly the universe can get. So for Ncuti's Doctor to be emotionally enhanced, it was a relief. And his energy only excited me for his upcoming show.
How did that happen?
Bi-generation. I have bi-generated. There's no such thing. Bi-generation is supposed to be a myth, but... Look at me.
And yes, now that it's on Disney+, it is a season 1, but it's not a complete reboot. This first season is very much The Force Awakens of Doctor Who. It feels like an updated version of Series 1 with Christopher Eccleston. And for the purposes of introducing Doctor Who for the next generation, showing us a bigger budget, showing us different stories, showing us a different Doctor, I'm okay with that. After the past couple seasons of the show, with things like The Timeless Child and The Flux, I was hoping for something that wasn't too complicated and brought us similar storytelling from the original series, hence them getting Russell T Davies back as showrunner. We're nearly there at the end of the season, and I've been really enjoying it so far. I think it's steadily gotten better. It feels like the show I grew up with. And no doubt that's because of Russell T Davies coming back. I really love Ncuti as a performer. He can do everything. He can sing, act, dance. Millie Gibson as Ruby Sunday is a really cool companion. Kind of a different pace. She feels like a mixture of Rose and Clara. And I love that with a person of color now as the Doctor, you get episodes that reflect that in ways that no one was expecting. I'm really excited for the finale now that they brought back Sutekh. I was expecting more original villains, more original characters, just because they're pitching this as a new show, pretty much. I'm not surprised that we haven't seen a Cyberman or Dalek yet, but that's probably going to be for the next season, and I'm very interested in how they're going to be depicted. Now, the main question of this video is, should Doctor Who end? We have more than 15 versions of the character so far, and continuity is kind of not real in this show. The character has pretty much become a god at this point, just not the Time Lord Victorious.
The Time Lord Victorious is wrong.
That's for me to decide.
So should the show end at some point? Now, I don't really see a reason for it to. If they can get to 100 years, I hope to live that long to see how they get there. But will there be a point where the stories become tired, the characters become tired? I'm not really sure. I'm not a fortune teller. I'm certainly not a time traveler. Or am I? I've thought a lot about this question. The best way to look at it, for me, is to look at characters like Batman. Look at characters like Superman. Characters that have been around for close to 100 years at this point. Characters that are not going to end anytime soon. Even at their lowest points, they take time to reassess and come back. And the same can be said for this show. The same could be said for this character. Something different had to happen. And so far we've got new characters, new stories, and new anticipation. I'm happy that Ncuti's going to be around for a while. I'm happy that even though this show has struggled with its stories and its critical reception at times, it's still here. That's the point of the show. That's the point of storytelling. Will it end? I don't know. Should it? I don't think so. Because there's always potential. That's what the character sees in the universe. Even in the worst of people, he sees potential. In us, he sees potential. I'm excited to see what happens in future seasons, and I'm really happy with Ncuti's version of the character. Also, I really want to see him interact with other characters, not just Tennant. I love Tennant, but I wanted Matt Smith to come back, I wanted Capaldi to come back, I wanted Whittaker. I even want Eccleston to come back, my Doctor. I know that's improbable, probably impossible, but maybe this can do something about that. Oh, I switched off the video, damn it. Don't forget to subscribe to the official Bumbling Cinema YouTube channel.